Pro Tour Final Fantasy is kicking off this weekend at MagicCon Vegas. The players' deck lists are in, and the metagame is as obvious as it's ever been. Also, get subscribed before our 500 subscriber giveaway that's coming up. You can enter and win a Play Booster box. It might even be a Play Booster box of Final Fantasy if that's what you pick. You can pick almost anything. Izzet Prowess is still uncontested at the top with 140 players running the deck, or 42.3% of the meta share. Absolutely astonishing. Let's just ban the deck already, and then we can have fun playing Magic in. Except, even less fun is Azorius Omniscience is second with 20% of the decks this weekend. So expect 60% of the time to lose in 3 turns or get comboed out anytime you run out of gas. Even Mono Red Aggro has 11% of the decks. It's going to be an incredibly fast tournament this weekend. The percentages fall off quickly from there, but which deck will actually be best at this Pro Tour? And more importantly, who got the biggest buff from the Final Fantasy's release? VV was all the rage during preview season, and appears to slot into Izzet very well, but is it enough to get over the control decks? In my playing so far, by the time you're ready to play VV, you might not have enough gas left to take advantage of that much mana. He's even been added to 91% of the decks registered according to the MTG metagame breakdown. 91% of Izzet decks, that is. If he was in all the mono black decks, 91%, absolutely bonkers. Card's the best of all time. In the other top decks, though, we don't see very many cards from Final Fantasy. Main exception, in my opinion, is Yuna, Hope of Spirit, and Domain Overlords. Have fun when Yuna is bringing back every Overlord you can kill, and just hope your opponent doesn't land a Virtue of Persistence to recur Yuna herself and just start the cycle all over again. Opera Love Song is showing up in Mono Red and some Izzet. It could be that game ender, but I'm suspicious if your opponent has control and you can't land 2 creatures anyway, it's just going to be stuck in your hand and might be unplayable in some situations. Self-Destruct is more likely the better card, because you can fling your mice in more ways now, and either end the game or just clear a blocker out of the way and still hit your opponent. We have to keep going against the decks that have really tried to craft something special, and actually take advantage of the new cards from Final Fantasy. Cecil Dark Knight appears to be a popular answer to all the aggro. As effective as Cutdown is on turn 1 against Izzet, instead of having to swing through Cecil might just be as troublesome. If you follow up Cecil with Dark Confident on turn 2, you might just be running away with card advantage and 2 blockers down already. You probably won't give up Dark Confident though, but he's still there if you have to. Terra Magical Adept is showing up in different Jund decks and plays spectacular with Insidious Roots, which is one of the most fun cards that's available right now. She can continue to search for roots, eventually creating her own huge payoff when she flips into Esper Terra. Starting Town is showing up in plenty of lists to enable multicolor decks. It's even going to be a payoff for Cecil, helping you get down to 10 life. Ultima is replacing Sunfall in control decks to be able to deal with Quarry Steelcutter. I feel like if I'm playing into control and I even get to turn 5, I better win on turn 6 or they'll probably combo off. The worst was recently, I played a turn 1 Duress and saw 3 Jaces in my opponent's hand. Say goodbye to my deck in that game, I got milled out pretty quickly. The most fun deck I want to see this weekend is Orzhov's Sacrifice. I want to feed creatures into sack outlets and eventually see a flip Sephiroth Fabled Soldier into Sephiroth One-Winged Angel and just keep on feeding into my sacks. Feed and eat these little minions of mine. I feel like even though it's a Pro Tour and you have a healthy competition in front of you, if you flip Sephiroth in normal play, you won. That's your big win for the day. Just enjoy that moment, and no matter what place you get, you did it. So that's who I'm picking to win the tournament. Or Mono Black. I'm hedging this bet early. I love Mono Black too. Of course, the catch-all here is that you have to play Draft before you even get to play Standard. You can't try to pick a deck that will win as long as you get good matchups. You have to be prepared for the first 3 rounds, or you might be so far back that day 2 isn't a legitimate option. This draft set is feeling pretty slow to me so far, and that may be pretty good for this Pro Tour. It should mean that we'll see many competitive games during the draft portion, and that few players should feel like they bombed their picks and got left with nothing. There is removal in this format, but it's usually slower. It's costed about 1 mana higher than what's currently available in Standard, or you got items like Chocobo Kick where you need to have a creature on board before it's applicable. So once you filled your deck with Grampulse Ochu and just plan to Death Touch Kick your way to victory, it's going to take a little bit longer before you start killing your opponent's creatures. There's a lot of towns available as well with 2 mana colors to provide fixing, so 3 color strategies are fairly easy to put together in format, and the rare towns even have adventures on them, so you get double bonus if you draft one of those. Just don't mulligan too much. I think after playing it a bunch that it's safer to keep a 3-lander with almost no plays than to risk going down to 5 cards. But I'm not the pro, so you tell me in the comments if you should mulligan if you don't have a 3-drop at best. There are a bunch of cycling cards as well to provide plenty of fixing. There's also a number of uncommon bombs available that make the game pretty fun, like Genova or Cloud of Darkness or my nemesis Diamond Weapon. How do you get rid of Diamond Weapon? So don't miss out on all the action in Pro Tour Final Fantasy. I'm going to be tuning in. Maybe I'll have a watch party. Let me know in Discord if that's what you guys want to do. Thanks for watching, and take care.